What's up, fam? Y'all come on in. Come on in on this one here. Who that is? Hit me up in the chat. Let me know you hear me good and you're on this live. Keyshawn, what's good? D. William, what's up, brother? Y'all hear me good? Okay, good. Okay, good. What's up, Gordon Reed? Okay. Man, I don't know what be going on with my laptop, man. I just don't know. I get on the phone and everything, and I don't know what be going on with that. Somebody's trying to, somebody's coming in. Yes?
Hello.
Hey,
You the one that do the stickers?
new. Next door.
Next up.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. Thank
Okay.
you.
Come on in, y'all. Come on in. What's up, Denisa? All right. Out of sight, out of mind. What's good, Jamal Bell? What's the topic? Jamal, we're talking about today moving from downtime to prime time, right? Put that in the chat for me. From downtime to prime time. I had it all set up on my other live, but things went crazy on the laptop, so I had to get on the phone. Moving from prime time, from downtime to prime time. That's what we're talking about tonight. Matter of fact, let me see. Can I put that in the chat? I'm on the phone, so sometimes you can't. Let me see. Can I put that in there? Let me see. Moving from prime time. I don't want to mess nothing up. Y'all come on in, hit the likes as you come on in. Try to give everybody a chance to make it over from the other live to this one. All right, Kevin Lamar, I see you back. All right, all right. All right, we're talking about moving from downtime to prime time today. All right, I'm trying to go over into the community tab on the channel and let everybody know that we're back on another live. What's up, Florida man? Daryl Holland, I see you. AD Taylor, I see you. Jamal Bell, what's good? We'll just go over here and let them know on the community tab that we are over here. And we're going to get started. Moving from downtime to prime time. That's what we're talking about today. And I'm excited about it. All right, hit the likes as you come in. Who we got? Let me see. Who else we got? Gordon, CEO, you give great information for getting that seed money to get started. Very stressful time. It is, Gordon. Only winners keep going and things happen on God's time. That's right, man. 80 say we definitely hitting prime time. There you go, Angela. Thank you. From downtime to prime time. Got a few things. Had to say downtown. All right. Cornelius, what's good? I hope to do some business with you. Hope you got some size for a couple of Dutch. Jamal Bell, where you at? All right. I just wanted to let the guys know, let the folks know who may hit that link, and they'll still be able to find us. All right. All right. Thank God for all of you who come over here. Let's get started. I hadn't been on a Saturday morning live in a while. I know at least 2 or 3 weeks, right, since we come off the other challenge, and then it's just been a hectic last 2 weeks, right? All right, and so we're into Resurrection Month for me, so it's a lot going on. But I say I got to get to the fam today on this Saturday and definitely next Saturday. Got a lot going on. Got some stuff coming up that's going to be beneficial to you guys as well. All right, so good morning, everybody. Look, I want to talk today about moving from downtime to prime time. All right. All right. So what am I saying by saying this? I'm saying that for the guys and girls. All right. Okay, Jamal. Okay, moving from New York to Texas. Okay. All right. We'll get together on that, Jamal. What is happening is, as I peruse around my periphery, which is my area, I see there are times where we still have dump truckers sitting, right? Sitting and not working. And I'll be saying to myself, what's going on? We almost finna be in prime time now. We like really on the doorstep of it, but man, we got dump truckers that are sitting. And so I'm like, okay, let me give some game on that to my whole dump truck family across this country about moving from downtime to prime time. Kevin Lamar, you know this just in road trucking, man. Downtime, a whole lot of downtime is not good. You can't afford to be sitting, a whole lot of time. And even in the dump truck business, man, if you work at 3 days a week and sitting two, look at the revenue that you're missing out on. The whole goal is you got to get this thing working at least 5 days a week, right? In all my videos that I've made about how to get started and the money that's going to take and all that, one of the things that I always stress is that we base our advice bases things off 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, Tuesday through Saturday, Wednesday through Sunday, however you get the 5 days. We base projections off of 5 days a week, right? All right, so, and this week here, man, I'm seeing people sitting, and then we had a thing that happened. The company that a lot of us work for, they had an in-service training day for their employees. So guess what happened? Tuesday, they shut down. And so I started getting a lot of calls from different dump trucks. Hey, you got something going? You got something going? You got something going? Because they're not going to work tomorrow. And I'm like, oh, wow, guys, you got to be able to see beyond that. Once I had heard that they weren't going to be working Tuesday, watch this. That's some game for you right there. They didn't announce it. The company now, which is bad business, they didn't even announce that they weren't going to work Tuesday until like 2 or 3 o'clock Monday evening. But guess what? We already knew it because the workers on the ground, they had already told some of the dump truckers that, hey, yeah, we off tomorrow. We got to go to the office. Ding, ding, ding. That's game right there. You need to develop a talking relationship with them laborers, them foremans, those dump truck operators. Those operators, people that work for the company on the ground. You better be talking to them. You can sit up there in that truck if you want, on the phone, jamming to the beats, on, whatever you be doing. You better be talking to them people on the ground, at least having the conversation. Hey, man, and that's something I've always done. Hey, man, y'all working tomorrow? Hey, man, y'all gonna work the weekend? Hey, man, how long y'all gonna be doing this? I'm gathering information, which helps me to stay ahead of the game, right? So that's a nugget right there that I didn't even intend to mention, right? But what happened was, getting back to the point, is, man, I noticed a lot of guys. Probably got about 7, 8 calls and texts, guys looking for something to do. And I'm like, wow, and I had already had my stuff set up. I knew it. I said, okay, let me position myself. I know I'm gonna have 3 trucks coming off that job. They're gonna need something to do. Boom, boom, boom. Put the chess pieces in place. Guess what? I try to make sure that I got less downtime as possible. So here we are. All right, we got 19, 20 people now. Let's get to 12 likes. Let's get the 12 likes on this live this morning. All right, so if you're going to move from downtime to prime time, here go 5 things. 5 things I want to give you today that you ought to do. Matter of fact, before I give you these things, share this live. Why don't you go and share this live for the country CEO? Because this game needs to get out there. All right, the first thing, diagnose the downtime. Diagnose the downtime. Thank you for those likes. Diagnose the downtime. Kevin Lamar, you got that? Type that in, Kevin. Diagnose the downtime. What do you mean, country CEO? Examine. Why are you sitting? So here's a few things to help you to be able to examine the downtime in depth. In depth. Number 1, track trends. In other words, monitor daily, weekly, and monthly job frequency and identify patterns of slow periods. I'm going to say that again. Monitor daily, weekly, monthly job frequency and identify patterns of slow period. What are you saying, country CEO? Here's what you need to do. As you're moving, whoever you're working for now, look back at, are you working every day with them? How many days? How many days are you working weekly with them? How many days you working monthly with them, right? What's up, Garcia? All right, hit the like as you come in. All right, and so begin to look at your work pattern with not only the primary company you're working with, but just as a whole. You know, are there certain days during the week you seem not to be working? Are there certain part times of the month you don't seem to be working, right? Thank you, Gordon. Diagnose the downtime. You got to see, is there a pattern here? Let me give you an example that I've noticed a pattern with one of the companies that I work with, not the main company, but one of the other companies. Them jokers been taking off on Fridays. Yeah, if we work, I noticed if we work on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and a Thursday strong. Now, I don't know whether or not they're working at all. I just know I get a text, nothing tomorrow. And that happened like 3 Fridays in a row. I'm like, okay, these jokers, you know, got a little pattern going on here where they don't be wanting to work on Fridays. And I can tell you, if you see that pattern, here's what they're doing. They don't want to pay overtime for their employees. It ain't even about us, the truckers. They don't want to pay overtime for them employees because them employees been busting their head. And so they try to keep them at 10, 12 hours a day. And you just think about it. If their employees work 10 to 12 every day, by the time Thursday comes, them employees got at least between 40 and 48 hours. They trying to keep their overtime down and keep their overhead down. So they'll just shut everything down that Friday, right? That's game right there. All right, another thing. All right, what's up, Black King? All right, you and your mom, man. Good to have you guys on today. Hit the likes, Black King, as you come in today. Let's get the likes up to 15. All right, so, matter of fact, the main company, I noticed the last 2 or 3 Saturdays, oh my God, it's gorgeous. And we just thinking, okay, we know they're going to work. It's got, like last week, it rained that Monday, right? Well, that Saturday was a beautiful day. We just said, okay, we know they're going to rain, but they're going to work Saturday. Didn't work. All right, watch this. Good Friday. Okay, Angela Robinson. Okay, that's your son. Okay. All right, Good Friday is coming next Friday, right? We just knew these knuckleheads would work today. Didn't do it, right? Knowing next Friday probably everybody's off. Okay, that's how I be thinking about stuff. So diagnose the trends. You got to track the trends. Number 2, spot struggles. Spot struggles. Somebody put that in the chat. Spot struggles. List common causes of the downtime, right? You yourself, as you look at your business, you, Angela, you guys get ready to come in. You want to have a document or something in place that you can list common causes of downtime. Is the reason you're sitting because of a lack of contracts, seasonal dips, in other words, you know, maybe the winter, or maintenance delays? Is your downtime due to your truck breaking down? Oh my goodness, right? Because some guys be losing a lot of downtime because the truck can't stay running, right? Some people losing downtime because, you know, it got cold, right? And then lack of contract. You don't have no contracts, right? And watch this. Let me give you some game. When I say contracts, what's up, Skybird? When I say contracts, I don't just mean a legitimate on-paper contract. You don't have a verbal contract with somebody that you can say, okay, that's my customer, I work for them, right? Is that the reason? If so, make a note of that, all right? All right, Skybird, you just joined us. We're talking about moving from downtime to prime time and how we need to examine, why is my truck sitting if my truck is sitting? You know, what are the reasons, okay? All right, number 3, gather feedback. Gather feedback. If you're sitting, and here's what you can do. Ask current or past customers why they chose you or why they didn't choose you. Uh-oh. I think all of us have been here, right? We work with a customer, and then you found out they started another job or was back working or still working, and they ain't call you back. Right? They ain't call you back. You need to talk to them. Hey, man, I noticed y'all still working. Did I do anything wrong? Were you not satisfied with my work? Did one of my drivers do something wrong? Why you didn't call me back, right? Get the feedback, right? Right? So here it is. So if you're going to diagnose downtime, reason why you got a lot of downtime, track the trends, spot the struggles, and then gather the feedback. All right. If that'll work, give me a thumbs up in the chat. If that'll work, that's just number 1. I got 4 more for you. If that's good info, put a thumbs up in the chat for the country CEO on this beautiful Saturday morning. Let me get me some coffee. I go into talking good. I'm in my wheelhouse now. All right. All right. Get ready to start number 2. Let's see, can we get up to 17 likes this morning? Share this live and let's get up to 17 likes this morning. Yeah, Skybird, we mentioned that when we talked about lack of contracts, whether verbal or on paper, you don't have customers, right? Right. Appreciate you, Marcus Ruffin. Appreciate you. All right, number 2. Gordon, if you would. Gordon, you be my moderator. Gordon, if you would, put this in the chat. Number 2, define your direction. Diagnose the downtime. But then secondly, define your direction. All right, here's what you need to do. Set specific goals, guys. Do you have work goals? Right? Right? Target, set specific goals. Here's what I mean. Target a revenue increase, new contracts, or expanded territory. There you go, Skybird. In other words, if you gotta define your direction. What are you trying to do? What direction are you trying to go in? Right? Right? So in other words, start with this. Set specific goals. Set a monetary goal. Weekly, I want to make $5,000 this week. Monthly, I want to make $20,000 this month, right? Set a monetary goal. That's number 1. New contracts. Go get you a new customer, right? Go get you a new customer. Yeah, this Garcia, this is if you have your own dump truck. Yes. This is for aspiring dump truckers if you're looking to get into the business with your own dump truck, or if you already have your own dump truck, right? Yeah. Right. But Garcia, let me say this though. Even if you are going through a broker or working for a company with your dump truck, still you ought to set goals, right? So this game is for you as well, or for anybody in that situation as well. Yeah, owner operators would probably be primary, but still as a guy that's got his truck with a okay, you got 3 tractors with tankers leased to come. Okay, and when you say tankers, we we talking about dump truck and end dumps and stuff like that, right? So I don't know, depending on what you're hauling. Cement, okay? Yeah, well, I think you can still define your direction and set monetary goals, yeah. So I think that can still help you, right? All right, let's get up to 17 likes. We got 25 people on. All right, new contracts, right? Have you set a goal to get at least 1 new customer this year, 2 new customers, 3, 5, whatever? Right? So define your direction. Oh yeah, Garcia, no sweat, man. Hang in there with us. All right. And then expanded territory, right? Here's what I noticed about even guys in my area. They get comfortable in working just in their little area, right? In their little circle right there, right? So you got set a goal for expanding your territory, right? I don't mind going work 100 miles away, right? It don't bother me to go work 100 miles away if the money's right. All right. Appreciate you, Jamal, because it is relevant across the board. All right. Are y'all tracking with me this morning? If you're tracking with me, put a 100 in the chat. Are y'all tracking with me on the set of specific goals? Put a 100 in the chat. All right. All right. So number 2, if you go define your direction, you maybe need to niche down. Maybe you need to niche down. All right. Decide whether you'll specialize or expand. Uh-oh. You need to decide whether you're going to specialize or expand, right? So in defining your direction, you might need to niche down. In other words, are you going to do gravel hauling? Are you going to do demolition work? Or are you going to do road building like Old Country CEO, right? Now, I do other stuff, but y'all already know I am a road builder. Skybird, I am a road builder, right? I am a road builder. That's what I do. I specialize in all things road building. That's going to be the dirt work. That's going to be the milling. That's going to be the asphalt. Anything got anything to do with road building, that's what my primary direction is. Now, I do other stuff. Yes, we do other stuff. But that road building is going to be primarily what we do, right? All right, so have I thought about expanding into other things? Yeah, but as they say, bread and butter every day, road building. So some of you, maybe you need to niche down into one particular thing. And then number 3, if you're going to define your direction, clarify your customer. Who is your customer? Right? Build an ideal client profile. Is it going to be construction companies or is it going to be municipalities? Who is your primary customer, Angela? Who is your primary customer, Gordon? Is it going to be municipalities, meaning cities, states, governments, or is it going to be construction companies, right? For me, it's both, right? My client profile is governments and municipalities, but typically we do that through construction companies. Country CEO. I actually have only went direct with one parish government, right? I haven't even went with my local government directly. I'm direct with only one parish government. Everything else is the government's, but through the construction company. All right. All right. Anderson, I'm looking for all. All right. Garcia, ready mix plants and pavers. All right. I like that, Garcia. I like that. All right. All right. D. Williams. Look, D. Williams. I like their pipe jobs too. Man, I ain't had one in so long. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. They had a season here where it was bidding a whole bunch of pipe jobs every other month. And man, I got in on some of them. You talking about save some fuel. Man, look, I'll fill up on a Monday and wouldn't have to fill back up onto a Friday. I was burning more fuel driving to the job and coming home than I was on the job. Oh my goodness. Did we eat off that job? We ate off that job, right? That's one of the creme de la cremes of jobs right there, a pipe job. All right. Yes, I do have DBE Jamal Bell. We're going to talk about that afterwards. Let me get through my presentation. We're going to talk with that after. All right, Garcia. Yes. Glad you hooked up with Sassy, man. Glad you hooked up with Sassy on that. All right. Number 3. All right. Let me recap. If you're going to move from downtime to prime time, define your direction, diagnose your downtime, but then thirdly, develop distinctive deals. Develop distinctive deals. Gordon, can you put that in there for develop distinctive deals? All right, look at D. Will. 9 hours are too low. That's what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about, right? Exactly. All right. Develop distinctive deals. Let me give you this third one. Let's get to. We got 30 people online now. Let's get to 20 likes right quick. Get us to 20 likes. What's up, Sports Coma? You made it on. Hit the like as you come in. Yeah, stay universal, Gordon, but have your bread and butter. You got to be primary in something. You can't be just all over the place. You got to be primary in something, and then that's your foundation, and then, of course, you'll do other things. Let's get the 20 likes right quick. All right. Develop distinctive deals. All right. Number 1, create competitive pricing. Create competitive pricing. When I say thank you, Angela. When I say create competitive pricing, I don't mean lowball. I don't mean be the cheapest. Being competitive don't mean being the cheapest. Talk Jones. See, a lot of people got that thing twisted. They think means being competitive, you got to be the cheapest. No. Good work ain't cheap, and cheap work ain't good. That's the bottom line, right? Create competitive pricing simply means finding out, right, what is the going rate. And then you have to decide whether or not how much, this is my method, how much upwards I'm going. I ain't thinking about, Angela, how much downward I'm going. I'm thinking about how much upward we're going. That's for sure. That's for sure. All right. Gordon said mine will be moving dirt and hot rocks. Look out now. All right. So competitive pricing. Number 2, promote partnerships. Team up with general contractors or equipment rental businesses for referral swaps. General contractors or equipment rental businesses for referral swaps, right? Promote partnerships. When you're dealing with contractors and people, hey, y'all team up and create a partnership where they promote you, you promote them, right? That's how you can develop distinctive deals. Outside of the box thinking, y'all. Whoever thought you would partner up with the equipment rental people, the people that rent the track hole, people that rent backhoes, all that kind of stuff. You got a little deal going with them that they would recommend you to people, and you would recommend people to them. Talk Perry Jones Jr. Y'all ain't never heard that before. I know y'all ain't never heard that before. Partnering with equipment rental people. Let them refer you, you refer them. All right, and then doing the same with contractors. Hey, such and such contracting LLC. I know I only did 2 days with you guys. Were you satisfied with my work? Yes, Mr. Jones, we were satisfied with your work. But look, man, here go a few cards. Would you refer me to some people? And I'll be glad to refer you to some people. Would you like be interested in doing that for me? Yeah, let's do that. Right? All right. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes, Garcia. I love that. Oh my goodness. That is game like a mother right there. Being competitive can also be value based, such as offering having a truck ready 24/7, even if it means coming out of your own pocket at the time. Here's what I had on a part of that, Garcia. Emergency service rates, right? If you got to get up in the middle of the night and do something, if you got to do something on short notice, you give them an emergency rate for you being able to do that, right? Or I got another one for you, Garcia, ladies and gentlemen. How about a loyalty discount? Now, this was still up under competitive pricing. This is not under promote partnership. But what about loyalty discounts? You got somebody that's working you every day, and they come to you and say, well, look, man, I know everything's going up these days. Can I lock you in at a good rate for over the course of this job that we don't have to worry about it? Loyalty discount. Do I do that? Yeah, I got some customers where I might give them a little discount because when I look back at my 1099, I made $500,000 with them last year. Yes, indeed. I'll give them a little loyalty discount, right? And then I'm looking at they're gonna put another 500,000 in my business this year, right? So yeah, loyalty discounts, right? Thank you, Garcia. That's awesome right there. That's awesome. All right. All right. So let's get to 20 likes. Let's get to 20 likes. Thinking outside the box. That's right. All right. Let's get to 20 likes. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Those of you who just joined, hit the like as you come in. All right. The third thing of develop distinctive deals is offer on-demand options. On-demand options. What's up, Harps? Offer on-demand options. All right. Market availability for last minute or flexible jobs to attract urgent work. Let me say it again. Market availability for last minute or flexible jobs. Just talk about that. After hours, coming out on short notice. Last minute or flexible job to attract urgent work. In other words, market, promote a part of your business. What's up, Ken? I was wondering if you were going to make it over here. Market yourself out there as being flexible and available for urgent and or emergency work, right? You're actively doing that. You're, social media, or you even when you talk to contractors, you're telling them, hey, look, man, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it don't matter. Give me a call. I'm available. Watch this. Everybody ain't making that kind of claim. They ain't doing it. Trust me. Everybody, y'all heard me right? Everybody ain't making that kind of claim to say that I'm available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They ain't doing it, right? All right. I market my business as 24 hours. Y'all know I told you guys, my business model is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Even today, I only have one. Watch this now. I only have one regular driver working today. One regular driver. One of my daytime guys on work. I got 3 other part-time. My part-timers are working today. Why? That's why I can guarantee. Watch this. Here's the game. That's why I can guarantee the flexibility, Garcia, and the urgency and the emergency and the middle of the night stuff. Because guess what? I got part-timers that can fill in even when the regular crew can't make it. Talk Jones. You want to make sure that you're flexible. You got to expand your driver list, right? I got 15 part-time drivers to go with my 10 regular drivers, right? So you make sure that in offering that flexibility, that emergency, that you are able to do that. And the way that you do that, you got to build up your part-time driver list, right? You ain't finna do that all the time with the regular guys, right? We got Strawberry Festival today. We got birthday parties going on. I'm telling y'all what they told me yesterday, the regulars, when I asked them about today. You got birthday parties today. You got the Strawberry Festival going on in Hammond, Louisiana. And next Saturday, you can forget it because that's Easter weekend, right? All right, but I got a few part-timers. They dogs. They don't care about none of that, right? So you got to keep some people that's available and ready to go get it, right? And watch this, Ken Etheridge, and if all else fails, cut the CEO if the money is right, or get on the truck himself and go. Best believe that. If a joker called me at 12 o'clock in the morning and said, oh, Perry, man, look, I know it's in the middle of the night, but we got a serious emergency down here on such and such, man. We need a truck bad. And most of the time, what I discover when you get them kind of calls, it's going to be whatever you charge. That's what they're going to tell you. They're going to tell you that. Whatever you charge, it don't matter. Or we're going to pay you a 10-hour minimum or whatever. Money is going to be good. The question is getting somebody to get up and go do it, right? And I will get up and go, y'all, for them kind of situations right there, right? I'm laughing all the way to the bank. You heard? All right. So offer on-demand options, okay? All right, that's number 3, right? What have we talked about so far for those of you who have come in? Moving from downtime, your truck sitting. You're losing money because of all downtime, missing a day a week. Why? Right? All right. Adam said, keep feeding myself to be my meal tickets. All right, we all right. All right. You got downtime, you're missing 1 day a week. You're missing 2. You look back at the month and you didn't work 2 or 3 days and sun was out. You know, that's what we're talking about today. So diagnose the downtime. Define your direction. You got to set goals. All right, develop distinctive deals. But then number 4, here it is. Angela Gordon, y'all put it in. Dominate with digital. Dominate with digital. Dominate with digital. What does that mean? Number 1, boost your brand. Create a logo. You got to have a logo. All of you on here, you ought to have a business logo. That's number 1. Number 2, you ought to have a business website. Number 3, keep your trucks looking sharp. Uh-oh. Y'all ain't know that, huh? Dominate with digital. Here's what I discovered, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. Don't y'all know that even the general contractors are on social media now? They got Facebook pages, Instagram pages, the superintendents, the foremen, the project managers, all of them. Everybody's on social media now. I got general contractors that follow me. I got people we're actually doing work for on the ground, from on the dozer, from on the track hole, from the foremen are following me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook now. I see their profiles because watch this. You know how the algorithm is, right? When you're calling certain people call you. Next thing you know, their profile pops up on TikTok or either on Facebook as a suggestion. That's why. So we got to learn how to dominate with digital, right? All right. You ought to have a logo. You ought to have update your website and then keep the trucks looking sharp. Wash your trucks, right? Sometimes I go a little few and far between because we just be working so hard. But I'm going to try to keep them trucks clean, Angela, because I'm telling you, watch this. It ain't about having a new truck, but keep your truck looking sharp and clean, right? Watch this. If you got your wheels, man, my wheels all discolored. Man, look, you can go to the hardware store, clean your wheels up, sandpaper your wheels, and Angela, you can paint your wheels with white paint, or you can go with black paint. Paint your wheels up. There are things we can do to our trucks not to just have them look a certain kind of way. You never get a second chance to make a first impression, right? All right, and I think all of us are familiar with that kind of thing. All right, let's get the likes up to 25. We rolling this morning. Let's get the likes up to 25. So you got to boost your brand. Don't forget, guys, you're trying to build a business. And building a business is about, you got to have branding, right? I hear it all the time. I run across people, man, I see them SYF trucks everywhere because I built the brand. They know SYF, seek ye first. I see them SYF trucks everywhere. I hear it all the time. I see them SYF trucks everywhere. Branding, right? All right, number 2, post with purpose. Post with purpose. Use social media to show completed jobs, client testimonials, and behind-the-scenes operations. Why folks around here posting what they eating, what trip they went on, them and the boys hanging out, all this stuff, man, post with purpose. Create a business page with your business and post with purpose, which means be strategic. Show completed jobs that you just finished. Hey, another successful completed project by Angela Robinson, LLC. Client testimony. Hey, man, come on. Man, would you give me a 30-second video about your satisfaction with us and how good a job we did? Boom. And then behind the scenes operation, show the trucks going in and out on the job, dumping out, that kind of stuff. Put that on your profile, right? So dominate with digital. Number 3, claim online listings. Get on Google Business, industry directories, and local contractors networks. Say that again. Claim online listing. Can people find you online if they were to Google, your business or dump truck work and that kind of thing? So get on Google Business, industry directories, and local contractor networks. Get inside their world and have a presence. So dominate with digital, okay? We ain't just posting to be posting. We posting with a purpose, right? Y'all got that? Thank you, Gordon. I see it. All right. Last but not least, number 5. All right. What's up, Annette Franco? We giving more game. More game and more game. That's right. We trying to teach this morning of how to move from downtime to prime time. All right, let me get a little drink of the coffee. And we're coming back with the last one. All right. Number 5. That is drive daily discipline. Drive daily discipline. Drive daily discipline. In other words, schedule smartly. Schedule smartly. All right. Hold on, y'all. Come on, Emerson. Come on, Emerson. Hey, I was trying to let you in. I had something to think.
Yeah, that 2-hour short time.
Oh, shoot. Oh, I was thinking about a big old man. I don't know. Shoot, what did, shoot, what that'll be?
It was 2 hours.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got you. Yeah, man, you had me tripping off. I missed something. Yeah, I missed something. All right. Yeah, I'm online. I was like,
okay, I ain't gonna hold you.
All right, we'll talk.
Okay.
Okay, bud. All right. All right, I'm back. All right. Here we go. Hit the likes. All right, let's get the likes up to 28. Can we get to 28? And then we're going to give this thing, we talk about schedule smartly. Hit the likes. Okay. Schedule smartly. What does that mean? Create daily routines for outreach, follow-ups, and equipment checks. Drive daily discipline. You're going to move from downtime to prime time. Schedule smartly. Create daily routines for outreach. In other words, every day outreaching to somebody new about work. Number 2, follow-ups. Don't just outreach and don't follow up. You need to circle back and follow up on your outreach, right? And then making sure that you're checking your equipment, right? Every day, every other day, something like that. Checking that equipment. Them drivers need to be checking that equipment, right? All right. And the reason you're doing that is because that helps you to be able to catch breakdowns that facilitate downtime, right? If you can get ahead of something that's going to be a problem with your truck, then you can prevent downtime, right? That's what that's about. All right. I'm coming, Annette. I'm coming back to the question, should I finance my first truck or buy one cash? I'm coming. Just hold. Just let me get my last point out. All right, let's get to 30 likes. Guys. Got 38 of you guys on. Share this live. If you hadn't shared this live, this is good stuff, y'all. All right. Number 2, train the team. Invest in safety. Oh, my goodness. You got to invest in safety. Customer service and operational efficiency. Let me just give you game about how important it is. Safety, y'all. I constantly stress safety. The last young man I just hired last week. Hey, Doc. This is where I'm at. We're all about safety. We're not about ripping and running. I don't like fast driving, right? And then when stuff happens, I'm always stressing safety to my guys. One of my good friends in the business, one of his drivers ran into the back of a tandem yesterday, right? So this stuff is real, y'all. All right, you got to stress safety. Customer service. Gordon, don't just assume. Kevin, Ken, don't just assume people know how to talk to other people. You got to train. You may have to train your guys how to talk to the customer and how to interact with the customer and how to respond to the customer, how to approach the customer. Don't just assume. Because all of us have different backgrounds and upbringing. You know, you you don't want your driver walking up to the superintendent on the job, sir. You know what I'm saying? You know, you know, you know. You don't want your driver walking up to the foreman on the job, first day on the job. What's up, bruh? What's good, fam? What's the business? You know, come on, but y'all know I'm telling the truth. You want a good representation of your company, man. You know, yes, and the attire as well. Oh my God, thank you, Angela. Yes, your attire has an impact on customer service, right? Right? Kevin says somebody had to train me about how to talk, right? It's natural gift for me, right? Y'all can tell I can talk, right? So it came natural to me, right? So customer service, right? Right? All right, y'all got some good stuff on here, bro. Right, that was good thinking, Garcia. Yeah, put that thing in the shot. Marcus, I do safety with them, but I'm looking for some other ways, probably digitally, with videos and stuff that they can sit down and be able to watch at home and stuff like that, right? The company we're working for recently had a video that they done. They created a video for safety on the job that we are on, particularly for that job, and then they sent it to me so we can have all our guys look at it. I'm trying to figure out. I think I'm gonna create my own safety training videos for my guys to later view, and then also they come to the shop and be able to have it happen here where they can see it. All right. So training the team and then operational efficiency, operating the job, operating the trucks in an efficient manner, right? You know, if you run tires low of air pressure, that can burn fuel and wear tires out, things like that, right? All right. And then track progress, right? This is the final thing. Drive daily distance. Gordon, you got to track your progress, right? Let me go back down. Got to track your progress. Yes. Yes, and that good attitude brings more customers for sure. Y'all don't know that is so powerful right there, Annette, because I can't tell you how many times I've gotten compliments from foremans and stuff about, man, you got some good guys, man. Them some good guys. They talk good. They're just good attitude, man. All right. It's Oleg. I'm coming back. Typhoon. So is that something everybody could do, Gordon, or is that just their particular thing? All right, and let me answer that before I finish, before I forget. We don't have to deal with prevailing wage down here as much. I know sometimes on these federal jobs that's a thing, but we hadn't had to deal with that. But I do know it's a thing in some of these places where that's what you got to pay. So I think that the way that you got to deal with the prevailing wage is your wage got to be right. That's just what that is, right? So you got to factor that in when you're bidding and when you get on these jobs, what you're paying. And then you figure out in your mind, okay, so if it's paying that, then I got to pay the driver this. Am I coming out? And then you determine whether or not this is something you need to be doing. Right. Right. Okay, Kevin, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I was just thinking about doing my own particular to dump trucking. Just take some time one day, do it on the yard stuff, go on some of the jobs and show these guys these are some things you need to watch out for. Right. All right, let me finish up, guys. Track progress. This is something that we don't do in our businesses for some reason. Use KPIs. Y'all know what KPIs are, right? Key performance indicators like cost per mile, job profitability, and client retention to measure growth. How do you know if you're growing or not? What are the parameters in which you evaluate that? Right? Right? Oh, Emmanuel, yes, Lord, it's worth it. I say it is. I know how to do, Emmanuel, I know how to do stress relief. So, yeah, it's worth it to me. All right, say that again. What are your key performance indicators? Angela, have you determined the cost per mile on what it needs to be on these jobs, right? Kevin Lamar, had you thought about, okay, this is the kind of money, okay, every day Let me put it this way. Matter of fact, me and a good friend were just talking about this yesterday. Let me give you an example to show you about job profitability and how you got to examine it. My head done got hot now. Got to let my head breathe. Let me show you how you examine client profitability. There's a guy that bugged me yesterday and Thursday about a job he's running this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. The job is going to pay $200 a load. You're going to get 5 loads, Gordon. Make $1,000. I'll turn it down. Whoa, country CEO, 200 a day, 5 loads, $1,000 a day. Why would you turn that down? Number one, it's a buy to load job, which I pay my guys percentage, 25%, right? So if the truck make $1,000 and I pay my guys 25%, that means the driver gonna make $250. Do I have good subtraction, y'all? The driver gonna make $250. That means that's $750. The truck on that run go burn a tank of fuel because of the distance. A tank of fuel. Tank of fuel gonna cost me $300. I'm gonna just say another $250 to be on the safe side. At least another $250. Let me see what fuel. Let me see. Hold on. Let me get it right. Fuel is $268 here now. Times 100 gallon, $268. So plus $250. That job overhead, Kevin Skybird. I made $1,000, but it gonna cost me $518. So what did I really make? Minus $1,000, $482 is what I really made. That's if nothing else happens, blowout, flat, anything. Ladies and gentlemen, now let me be clear. At some point, we have to begin to raise our profitability. Yeah, BW Florida, I could factor all that in. Exactly. I didn't even think about the factor in the wear and tear. I could have added in the taxes and really broke it down with all of the numbers, right? Because you can break down your total overhead by the actual day that you worked the truck and what you really made. So, but you make my point, BW. You're actually helping to make my point. What I've discovered is that we can no longer determine that if whatever we're making, if we can clear half, we're really clearing half and be satisfied with that. Can't do it. Can't do it. Because really it ain't half when you break it down as BW was talking about. Exactly, Ken. That's before the note, the taxes, and the insurance, you to break all that down. Because you really could break your note down. Even if you got a $4,000 note, you can determine that each, for that truck, that is costing you over the course of 30 days. Right. Matter of fact, because if you do it by the day. Matter of fact, Ken, let's do this. $4,000. Just say the note $4,000 divided by 30 days is really costing you $133 a day on the note. So then minus the note from that 482 in this instance here. $348. So no, I ain't going out there doing that for no $1,000 a day. Me and my friend were talking and we were just like, okay, you know, what would it really need to have been? Now watch this. The guy calls him back and tells him, my friend, oh, my driver was getting 7 loads. I don't believe that. But the number that it need to be on there is about $1,400, $1,500 is really what it needed to be for that same tank of fuel. Now, obviously, at $1,400 a day, the driver gonna make more, right? 1,400 times 0.25. The driver would have made $350. I got the same $268 in fuel. That's $618, right? Minus the 1,400, $782. A little bit better. A little bit better. So be careful of these long runs. Dump trucks, watch this. Here goes the game. Here goes the game, ladies and gentlemen. We were not meant with triaxles and quads to do long haul trucking. Did you get that? We make our money on by the hour and short haul, y'all. Whenever you get with these contractors want to get you into this long haul stuff, the rate got to be right or you're going to lose. That run there would need to be $1,500 a day at 5 loads out of did it. 1,500 at 5 loads out of did it. Yeah, exactly, BW. Too many variables. Loader man taking lunch, the traffic lights, the traffic. Oh, my goodness. Now, so y'all got some good game right there, right? So we were not meant to engage in too much of this long haul stuff. The rate got to be right because we can't get the tonnage or the yardage, right? That's for end dumps. That's for trailers, right? Right? Kevin said them tires go get high. Kevin, them brakes too. If it's a lot of stop and starting with that load, them brakes go get high too. All right? So key performance indicators, right? Assessing your profitability, and then watch this, client retention to measure growth. Client retention, customer retention, keeping your customers in order to measure your growth, right? You want to be stacking customers, right? There you go, Jamal. There you go. That's all I'm saying. It should have been 300 a load, not 200, right? And I guarantee you the contractor or the customer probably got that in it, but it's probably a couple of hands in the cookie jar on that deal. It should be 300 a load, right? And so we got to, but if you don't have it in some kind of document where you can track your stuff or some software, key performance indicators, okay, here you go. Remember, the first thing I started off with was set goals. Wasn't it? Go ahead and read. Set the goal, and then I can go back. I got my key KPI to assess whether or not I'm actually making, how much profitability am I making on this thing? Is it $200 or is it $4 or is it $6 or is it $8? What am I actually making? We cannot no longer afford to just be winging it out here, y'all. We got to determine, are we making money or are we not? And what is that profitability? What is it? All right. All right. So client retention to measure growth. All right. So let me recap them and that's it. So if we're going to move from downtime, losing days, and move to prime time, which is every day, getting them weekends, making, just taking advantage of every opportunity. Number 1, diagnose the downtime. Number 2, define your direction. Number 3, develop distinctive deals. Number 4, dominate it with digital. And then number 5, drive daily discipline. All right, let's talk about it. Got some questions on here. I got about 7-8 minutes before the hour. Any questions? Anybody that had questions before, you still with us, bring them back. Let's get the likes up. Let's see, we got 38 on. Let's get the 35 likes right quick. Those of you just come on, hit the likes for the country CEO. Let's get that algorithm going a little higher. Exactly, Garcia. That's a beautiful point. Trucking is an industry where they want to tell you the rate. You're exactly right in large part, right? And watch this, Garcia. In many instances, we fall right into it because we go into it. Well, what your rate is? What your rate is? What your rate is? No, what my rate is for my service. That's the way we got to flip the strip and start to look at the thing. What's my rate for my service? Right? You got your rate, you pay trucks. But then, Ken Etheridge, I ought to have my rate that I charge for my trucks. Talk, Jones. And if you don't already have a preset goal where you need to get your customer to, what are we doing, y'all? What are we doing? What are we doing? Them jokers have their rate. Yeah, that's their rate. And that's their right to set their rate, right? Y'all see I'm getting excited. I'm not hollering. I hope I'm not hollering. But we ought to also say, you know what? I'm paying this on this truck. This is what it's costing me. This is what I need to be getting. And then you begin to methodically try to work your way up. Yeah, you might have to get in with a company, Ken Etheridge, and work for them, right? For a little bit. But at some point, Ken, you got to say, okay, look, man, after you put that mojo on them of a good job, on time, doing the do, dominating the game for them, then you circle back after about a year or two and say, well, look, brother so-and-so, man, I just love working for you guys. And by your own admittance, you say we're doing a good job, man. Look, inflation, things are going up. Man, we kind of need a little raise, man. Think you can, And here's a negotiation tactic. Here's a gem. Here's a nugget. Here's a gem. I need y'all to get to 33 likes before I give you a gem on how to get more money. Here's a negotiation tactic. I'm finna give it to you. Can we get to 33 likes before I give you this nugget? BW said, I don't use brokers for this reason. Exactly. That's why I want to see dump truckers be able to go direct. Not knowing the numbers, Jamal. Yeah, I could agree with that. You know, but that's why they got to open their mouth to ask folks, hey man, what the going rate is, or what you think the rate needs to be, that kind of thing. It's all about communication, right? All right, what I need, 2 more likes for me to give y'all this nugget. I need 1 more like to give y'all this nugget. 1 more like. One more like. Ooh, I got 33 people, and all I need is 31 like to get 33 likes. One more like, y'all. All right, y'all so slow. All right, okay, there we go. All right, here goes the nugget. First of all, communicate with the industry truckers about what the rate needs to be, should be. Even talk to folks that you got access to that know the rate is up there. Matter of fact, Ken Etheridge, you gave some game right there that look at the bid lettings. You can see what the rate really is. Let me help some of us. BW Floyd, let me help some of us. Ladies and gentlemen, the companies make money on top of your truck. So in going to the contractor to get more money, don't you feel bad like you taking something from them. Talk Jones. These people are bidding with the state and the county and to these customers. Your truck at 140, 150, I even heard upwards to 175 in some places, y'all. Right? So don't think and feel like you're taking something from them. So here's the tactic. Identify the communication to find out what the rate needs to be. Set a goal for yourself of where you need to get it to where it needs to be, right? Number 1. Number 2, what's the landing spot that you'll settle for at the very least? In other words, as you methodically move up. Ladies and gentlemen, don't be disappointed. You're not going to get it from 100 to 125 overnight. Ain't happening, Captain, right? They're going to nickel and dime you, but you want to see progress. So if you know it needs to be 125, what's the least number you want to land at, right? So if you're at 85 and you say, okay, we at least need to get it to 100. Don't you go in there and ask for 100. No, you go, here's the nugget, go for 110, 115. Here's the principle, Skybird. You can always negotiate down. It's hell trying to negotiate up. Talk Jones, right? Right? So figure out what's the rate. If it, okay, we need to get to 125, y'all. Okay, but we know we're at 85, so it's a $40 gap. What's the least we need to see happen here? Okay, well, we need to see 100. Okay, well, let's shoot for 115. Because 9 times out of 10, it's psychological. Like, you know, he go, oh, man, 115, God dog, you had 85 and you try, man, look, I know I can't do that. What you'll settle for? Well, what you offer me? You know where we at. What can you do? Well, man, I might be able to do 100. Okay, well, let me talk and let me think on it. There you go. And that's what you successfully did, ladies and gentlemen. You have moved the needle. And that's our job. Skybird, we got to move the needle. Gentlemen, ladies, we got to move the needle methodically. But if we don't work at it, it'll never happen. These people got that money, y'all. They got that money. I'm telling you. Google Skybird. Ken, Google the main customer you work for, and see what was their gross income last year. I challenge any of you. I just did it for mine. right? And I still can't yet talk about what me and the truckers here are doing because it's in process. But after we come out of this thing, I'm gonna let y'all know about it. We are in process of doing what I'm telling y'all right now, y'all. But I can't say too much because I know some of them follow me, right? Ladies and gentlemen, the Bible says, I got to go, y'all make me go Bible on you. I don't try to impress my religion on you, but I'm going to speak a word this morning. We have not because we ask not. Talk, Joe. We have not because we ask not, people. Asking you shall receive. Seeking you shall find. Knock and the door shall be open. Y'all ain't doing no knocking. I'm knocking. More money. Right? So that's just a little game for you that you can use to negotiate being able to move the needle. We got to move the needle. Right? All right. All right. So let me come on and answer some questions now. Where y'all. Now, let me go to Annette Franco. What size for my first truck? Also 12 or 14 feet. Where are you located? Obviously, if you're in Atlanta, Georgia, they use tandems, right? But if you're look at the industry where you're at, and what are the majority other truckers have, and then call some contractors. What are they looking for? Are they looking for quad axles, triaxles, and so you want to make sure that you supply the need with what the market is demanding. I'm gonna say that again: supply the need what the market is demanding. By the way, with all that game I just laid down, give me a 100 if that was pure, unadulterated, uncut game, right? And you've been enjoying this live today. Give me a 100 in the chat. Let me make sure y'all ain't sleep on me yet. Let me cut this heat off, man. I got the heat on up here. Shucks. Cut that joke off. Got me sweating. All right. Virginia daylight numbers 150 Monday through Friday. $150 out there. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Garcia said, like selling the car marketplace. Exactly. Kids say, I'm giving that $5 truck. Kid, look, I'm trying to help the people, man. I'm trying to help the people. All right. They make money by volume, which is also how and why you scale your business. Exactly. Some people think asking for money. Yeah, Kevin, I don't know why. Sometimes we think asking for more money, we're hurting them or we're disrespecting them or we're harming them. No. Look, Floyd got his hands out. I like that, man. Look, Skybird, oh my goodness. Skybird primary company made $100 million last year. Skybird, mine's made 70 mil. You hear me? 70 million last year. Skybird's company made 100 million. These people are making money, y'all. Ken said he just looked up one of his contracts I sent a bid to, and their revenue was $5.3 billion. Oh my goodness. Quad. BW, where you at? Where you at too? I forgot to ask you that. What state you're in? Or what city you're in? Jamal says, I live a different life today, but it's really no different than the street. In a lot of instances, Jamal, it is. It got some definitely similarities. A contractor in Houston said, I need super dumps. I have more than enough tandems. If you got a super I could use every day. Oh, my goodness. So they want that weight, Garcia. They want that weight. If I'm ever in a pinch and I can't get someone to move my truck, what would you suggest I do to get someone in the seat? So what you need to do, Mark, was you need to be right now gathering you a list of part-time drivers to put on your insurance. You don't wait till it happens. You go ahead and do that now. You do that now. Yeah, Virginia. Yeah, BW is in Virginia. That's right. What city in Virginia, BW? Customers are already paying them the money. That's right. All right. So look, before I go any further, look. You guys heard about Find Dump Truck Work Challenge #1 that took place on last month. Guess what? We are making preparation for Find Dump Truck Work Challenge #2. Ken Everett was a part of that. I think Angela was a part of that, and a few more took part in Find Dump Truck Challenge #1. What is that all about? That's all about helping dump truck businesses, aspiring dump truck guys that want to get into business, have a paradigm, have a pattern, have something to assist them in where to find dump truck work, right? We're going to be doing that April the 21st through 24th, 7 p.m. nightly, right? All right, so what you need to do is go to my website, finddumptruckwork.com. Go get my free ebook. What's my free ebook about? It's about the 5 costly mistakes new dump truckers make. 5 costly mistakes new dump truckers make. And when I first started, ladies and gentlemen, the country CEO made some bad decisions, like buying the wrong truck with airbags, partially double frame, 12,000-pound front ends, 40,000-pound rear ends, 393 rear end ratios, right? I simply bought the wrong truck. All right, so go get my free ebook, and it talks about the five costly mistakes new dump truckers make. That's totally free, right? It's a PDF that'll help to give you some information that'll help you with that. And then if you go get the free ebook, you'll be presented with an opportunity to join the challenge. Find Dump Truck Challenge number 2 is on deck. Yeah, on the 21st, so about another week and a half. And guess what? We heard all of the inquiries about, hey, Country CEO, I couldn't attend it because it was 10 o'clock in the morning. Guess what? It's at night this year. It's at 7 o'clock at night, that Monday, that Tuesday, Wednesday. And guess what? We added an extra night. It's going to be a 4-day challenge this time. And guess what I'm doing on the 4th night, guys? The 4th night of this challenge, Ken Etheridge, is that I am going to talk about, okay, now that you found dump truck work and where to find it at, how do you then use the work to scale up your businesses, right? Because it's one thing to find the work, but then how do you use the work to determine, okay, I got enough work to get a 2nd truck, the 3rd truck, the 4th truck. How do I position my business in strength with the amount of work that I have? That's what that 4th day going to be about. That 4th night is going to be about in this challenge, all right? All right, so Jamal Bell, www.finddumptruckwork.com. You may have to put it in your browser. Angela, if you would put that in the chat for me. You had to do it for me last time. You are Ken. Ken is in our boot camp. Ken invested in his business, invested in our boot camp. Matter of fact, Ken, I'm going to post your video today on YouTube so everybody can see it. But Ken invested in his business out of Columbia, South Carolina. And he's in my boot camp along with a couple of other guys. We're having a great time in the boot camp. Boot camp, you only get an opportunity to do that after the challenge, right? Ken is doing great on truck number 2. Ken was able to access my finance guys being a part of our boot camp. And Ken is finna be on truck number 2. If you don't mind me saying, Ken is finna be on truck number 2 out there in Columbia, South Carolina. So congratulations. Thank you, Ken, for investing in yourself and in your business. All right. But this is the challenge. This is the Find Dump Truck Work Challenge, where I take you over the course of 4 days to show you where to find dump truck work, right? All right, but go get the free ebook first. Won't cost you nothing. And then you present it with an opportunity. These seats are not going to last long. Y'all know last challenge, well, y'all may not know, but last challenge had 94 people on the challenge. All right, and then now I am in the boot camp with a couple of guys. Ken is one of them. And we are so excited about the game. Actually, me and Ken and the other guys are going to be on boot camp on our coaching call this afternoon at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock this evening to talk about game with them and where they are in their businesses, right? Angela, grind to shine 73 at gmail.com. Grind, Grind, the number 2, shine, SHINE 73 at gmail.com. All right. All right. For sure, Garcia. Appreciate you too, man. I can't put that. I don't think I can type it. Ken, can you type that in the chat? That website to the finddumptruckwork.com. I don't know if it'll let you guys do it. It won't let me do it on this end. But anyway, back to questions. I'll take a few more questions. I have a few things that I would like to tell you so you can spread on your platform. It would help a lot of people out. Okay, BW, email me, man. You got that email? I definitely listen at that, brother. Angela, Amelia, Louisiana? Amelia, Louisiana? I was just in Amelia, 3 years ago? I needed some downtime, and I went to Morgan City and stayed at that Hampton Inn right there by the interstate in Morgan City, and I just did a lot of deep decompressing and rode around and rode through Amelia. If you're talking about Amelia, Louisiana. Chesterfield, okay, I got you. South of Richmond, okay. Is it hard to create another vertical from the dump truck business, like having a land clearing demo business? Do you know how the license works? No, not at all. Marcus, not at all. Several guys have did it. It's actually something and my pastor are looking at. He has trucks, and we're trying. This is a nugget, Ken Etheridge. This is a nugget for everybody. Thank you, Marcus, for leading me here. Here goes a nugget. Thank you, Skybird. Yes, Skybird, I saw you. You definitely have signed up. I appreciate you, brother. I saw that. Here goes another nugget. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. This is game right here. Terrence, what's going on? All right, let's get to 40 likes. I got a whole nother nugget of based on something that Marcus said. Y'all know I have my premonitions. They hit me, and I got to share it. Let's get to 40 likes, and I'm going to go ahead and this is just going to be next level, but it's going to be good. Past Ben Israel. What's good, man? What's good? Terrence, getting that Saturday work in. I love it. I love it. Terrence, come on, join this challenge, man. My Find Dump Truck Work challenge, man. Get this good information. All right, I'm going to go to 38 for the sake of time. Here's something me and my pastor are thinking on and I want y'all to get this. Please get this. Marcus asked a question about leveling up or going even more vertical in your business by perhaps getting into land clearing, things of that nature. I'm gonna tell you about two things that I'm pondering, and one that I got suggested by the truck foreman at a company. One is me and my pastor thinking about trying to find about 10 or 15 acres to open up our own dirt pit. We're thinking about finding about 10 acres and opening up our own dirt pit. Our only problem is our location. We're in the county that's above Baton Rouge. And the closer you're to Baton Rouge, the better off you're going to be. So we're trying to see somewhere around the southern part of our county, finding 10 acres and being able to acquire some property, get a track hoe, and start hauling dirt. Have our own dirt pit. Why, Country CEO? Ladies and gentlemen, the bigger money. Thank you, Jamal. That's it. No, Jamal, put a 2, the number 2. The number 2, grind 2 shine, all right? And then that's it, grind 2 shine, Jamal. Put that in there. BW, he's going to put it in there. And Angela, put that finddumptruckwork.com in there if you can, Angela or Ken. Ladies and gentlemen, the next level of money and logical step beyond the dump truck business is, can you supply or manufacture the material that we haul? That's where the bigger money is at. Talk, Perry Jones Jr. We haul dirt, Jamal Bell, but what if we could start selling dirt as well as hauling? Then we're making money off the product and providing the service. Talk, man. Do y'all hear me up in here? I'm starting to feel pretty good now. All right. Thank you, Rock Point. Oh, my God. Thank you, Rock Point, for that, man. I'm trying to get my group involved in that and get in that boot camp, man. Finddumptruckwork.com. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say it again. That is so good. BW, if you could supply the product that you haul and provide the service to haul it, you are then making money next level beyond the dump truck business. And that's why we're thinking about, okay, and watch this, ladies and gentlemen, you don't need but one job to make you a millionaire. How is that possible, Country CEO? Ladies and gentlemen, if you own the property, you're supplying a machine and an operator to load trucks. You sell, Ken Etheridge, I need you to get it. I need you to get it, Ken Etheridge. These companies be needing, depending on these jobs, people, 250,000 yards of dirt for some of these road projects or other projects. And you got some good dirt with the right moisture content, premium clay. 250,000 yards. I love showing y'all the numbers. 250,000 yards. Now, these jokers be wanting you to give them a deal because they getting so much dirt from you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you let the joker have the dirt for $5 a yard, which is cheap on this end, that's 1.25 million. And the driver ain't gonna make that in that time. The machine ain't gonna cost you that. That's next level. So think about that. If you can begin to supply the product, whatever the product is, you know, and see, we can't be small thinkers on following this channel because, you know, limestone, and I know somebody will be like, man, that limestone costs a lot of money. But you start somewhere. You could get there. Dirt is the cheapest one. Asphalt. I got one of the contractors I'm working for now. They a paving company. And guess what his thought is? And I told me and him got to sit down. He thinking now about his son wants him to open up his own asphalt company. Because they understand if you supply the product and the service to haul it, ladies and gentlemen, you talking about millionaire status in no time, people. And it don't take but one job to set you for generations, y'all. It's about location, location, location. You got the dirt in there that's got that right moisture content. You hit that honey hole, that right spot in that ground. And them people come along, hey, we want to test your dirt. Okay, we're going to get it from you. And they need 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 yards. That's just in one lick. But suppose you hit 2 or 3 jobs like that for 50,000, 60,000. Same thing. And oh Lord, don't be on a river somewhere where you can get sand, Kevin Lamar, where you can get river silt, where you got some good grade A topsoil. Whole nother level, guys. Whole nother level. Oh my goodness. Exactly. Kevin, then you, oh my goodness, Kevin. Then you turn where you done dug that big old hole and allow contractors who will pay to be able to dump stumps and old dirt and bad dirt and concrete back into the hole you just dug. Oh my goodness. Terrence, oh my, you got 14 acres just sitting? What you thinking about? All red clay? Oh my goodness. See, that's the problem. We got Terrence. The northern part of this county, grade A premium red clay, partner. But the southern part has the regular clay. They go crazy in Baton Rouge about that red clay. But it's just so far to truck it from here up the road. Flip dirt like cars on Marketplace. Right. Flipping dirt. That's the game. That's right. That's right. Backfill. I flip topsoil, string and unstring, milling, string and unstring red clay lot. There you go. So BW, you got a stringing machine there. Turn them stumps into mulch. There you go. Oh my goodness. All right. So the other thing was, family gave it to me. They have hundreds just sitting. Oh my goodness. Terrence. Oh my goodness. Terrence, you're sitting on the gold mine. Terrence. Jamal, my family has over 300 acres just sitting, people. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying go jump into that. Stockpile time, not downtime, right? All right, so I'm not saying you got to rush right into that, Jamal or Terrence, but man, at some point, when do, okay, some of it land, air land. Shoot, tell them give you your part, Terrence. Look, let's go and do this session and y'all give me my part. All right, so here's the other deal. The other opportunity was I had one of the truck foremen with one of the companies told me, Perry, man, why don't you go get your own milling machine? I said, what? He texted me that. I said, milling machine? He said, yeah. He said, man, we sub out third party to do the milling. He said, then with the DBE, you could bid on milling along with providing the trucking. He said, these milling machines make $7,000, $8,000, sometimes $9,000 a day, depending on the job. What? I said, man, I need to call you because we were texting. I said, nah, man, what you talking about? He said, you know, I used to be a superintendent at a construction company. I said, yeah. He said, man, you need to get you a milling machine. I said, man, I never thought about that. He said, man, I would be more than glad to help you. He said, but you could get that milling machine and start bidding these jobs. And my mind started turning. I got a homeboy from up here that works for that same company. He's over the milling crew. And I said, well, man, I could get the milling machine and then I could get him to come on weekends and train me and train somebody else on how to run that joker. My mind started turning. And I'm like, milling machine. Then I started looking online, Angela Robinson, about how much the milling machine costs. Oh, damn. I could actually get a used milling machine for about $85,000. Brand new, about $175,000. I'm buying trucks for $250,000. That ain't no money. I'm like, oh my God. That's another avenue to Marcus Ruffin to go vertical. Because I'm providing another service. And then watch this. Then watch this, y'all. I'm finna blow your mind. In many instances, they be giving the millions away. CEO, lease you a property to stockpile a million. And then you can sell the million and make money that way. That's why it pays to get into the right rooms, talking to the right people that'll open up your mind to be able to think about, okay, yeah, dump trucking is my bread and butter. But going further, and Ken, I hadn't even shared that with y'all yet, I don't think, with my boot campers. Ladies and gentlemen, you could go higher and further. It's all about what you want to do. All right? All right, guys, I need to land the plane. One more time, look, finddumptruckwork.com. Our challenge is going to begin April 21st through 24th. 7 p.m. for the general admission. For the VIPs, 8 p.m. for the general admission. Go get the free ebook at finddumptruckwork.com. Ken, see, can you type that in for me? I still hadn't saw it. Finddumptruckwork.com. Jamal, did you get that? Were you able to get into that, into your email, into that website? Finddumptruckwork.com. Go get the free ebook, which talks about the 5 costly mistakes new dump truckers make. You're presented with an opportunity to get a ticket. It's filling up fast, though. You ain't got that much time to go secure that ticket for spending 4 days with me talking about where to find dump truck work. Last day, we're going to talk about how to use the work to grow your business and scale up your business. All right. We put it at night. And then hopefully, if you stick around, you might be able to get presented with an opportunity to do some one-on-one coaching with the current CEO like Ken Etheridge and a couple other guys have done. We're having a marvelous time. CEO, what does a triaxle go for down by you? Brand new by 230. Asphalt plant reuses the millions, Jamal. Stockpiling material, charge them a customer done. Yes, sir, BW. That's all it is, man. That's all it is. All right, I was trying to see something here. All right, guys, I've enjoyed it. It's been a beautiful Saturday. Go sign up for this challenge, man, so we can get this thing popping here in a couple weeks. And y'all be good. And we'll have some more game for y'all sometime today. I got my cousin out here. We got some things we got to do out on this yard today. So I'll be sending a little videos. Y'all be good. Enjoyed you guys. Remember, moving from downtime to prime time. God bless you. We love you. Email me. Those who needed to email me, grind2shine73@gmail.com. Michael Donald, you have a good one too as well. God bless all of you. We love you. We gone.